about the redress project that we are doing with Marks and Spencer. It's about disruptive business model innovation through agile approaches in incumbent company. It's basically about reducing the amount of clothing waste going to landfill. Before I go on, I'd like to say thank you to the center and the whole research team for the opportunity to be part of this exciting project. Today, I've specially chosen this jacket, handmade. I found from a charity shop last weekend. Judge it by the style. Presumably, this is from 19th century's East End London, pearly queens and kings shirt. So arguably, this has survived 2 centuries so far. According to a RAB report, extending life cycle of clothes by 9 months will reduce 20 or 30% of your environmental impact. So you can imagine how much environmental impact this jacket has reduced. The UK alone sends 350,000 tons of clothing go to landfill annually. In this hot and volatile world, this type of business as usual can't work anymore. So we need some business model innovation, which is redefining the existing product and service and value proposition. So especially agile and rapid and low-cost experimentation-driven approach is quite beneficial because it reduces uncertainty through rapid iterative process of building, testing, and learning. However, this is rather suitable for small-scale startups or entrepreneurs. So how we can do this with M&S, with 130 years old of success history and over 80,000 employees? Thankfully, thank you, Nick. We have our project is funded by Innovate UK, so we were allowed a certain amount of freedom to fail and experiment. So we had a less hierarchy, decision-making hierarchy within us, and we were allowed to test and fail and learn and move on fast. So the redress project goal is to develop business models that meets the customer's needs and that are scalable and that makes a profitable return and that reduces significant amount of clothing waste going to landfill. And also, from this academic industry collaboration project, we wanted to learn new methods that the company can apply to their future business model innovation project. So we started here with tangled or fragmented ideas. So we've run the multi-stakeholder ideation workshop to begin with, and that helped us to cluster ideas into 4 different business model ideas. And then we've run the Cambridge value mapping tools that helped us to design the experiments that will address the assumptions around these ideas. And during this first year, especially Maria Holgado spent lots of time and efforts to come up with 11 different experimentation ideas and implementation. I'd like to say thank you to Maria again. And so we've run the 11, based on the 11 experimentation, we've run 8 of them, and it's including 3 dummy web tests and 1 web trials, and 1 a focused consumer group interview, and 4 online surveys, and 2 in-store events. So based on this rich learning from the experiment, we've done the business model building workshop in last November. And we've carefully designed this workshop so that to make sure that it's meeting the needs or the style, the decision maker style, so that we've invited all of stakeholders from the company. So the 4 key senior leaders and the team members and the designer, web developers, and marketer, and all the researchers from Cambridge as well. So for this ABCD, the 4 ideas has became new different ideas. A and B became A.1 B plus alpha, and C became C alpha. D became D1. We dropped to D2 ideas, and interestingly, a whole new E idea came up. That was thanks to the 2 days of a holistic workshop we've run. We've done the presentations of the experimental results and market research results, and we've done interview with one of the experiment participants, and we've dressed up the room with all these props. This is one of the examples. We've put up all this market research data and the personas we developed, and we even had a picture of the life size of the wardrobe with 144 items, which is average number of items in your wardrobe on the bed, as if it's somebody's bedroom with lots of pile of clothes. And the next step was the steering committee preparation. So we've done, this is for the steering committee decisions to go or no go. So we've modified A idea, and we've dropped D1 idea because we didn't see the financial or environmental benefits is enough in that. And finally, it survived. A idea survived, and C alpha survived, and E survived. Although this looks quite simple in this diagram, we had a really intense iteration process between steering committee preparation and steering committee decision in order to make sure that we have a strong, compelling business pilot ideas. So it survived. Now we are at the pilot stage. So we are on the pilot planning stage. So we are expecting to run a pilot of A idea in August and C idea in September. And E is still on the further research done by a Cambridge researcher, because it's such a disruptive and new, potentially most disruptive idea. Unfortunately, we cannot really reveal too much details of the business ideas because of the confidentiality reason for now. However, in a few months' time, maybe, or we're hoping maybe probably next year, you will be able to see what kind of disruptive innovation we brought to Marks and Spencer and how successful they are. So we are hoping to have some strongly evidence-based business cases and able to scale up in due course. So here I'd like to articulate a few benefits we've brought from academic industry collaborations. Firstly, we've heightened learning, project learning by doing this with us. Obviously, from the beginning, we've brought some structured information gathering, which sounds very academic, and also a strongly evidence-based approach, which is also academic. And we've done this thorough process documentation. And through this process, we can argue that we've brought in new philosophical stance to this company context. So concurrently, this has reduced the level of uncertainty within the process, as we could answer some unanswered assumptions at the beginning, because these assumptions used to be just been ignored within the company context, even if they were not us, and because we left the outcomes open-ended, so a level of uncertainty existed. And also, at some point later on, sometime in January, we had some unexpected, abrupt organizational reconstruction. So we had some contextual volatility. However, that's been addressed with us. At the same time, senior leadership alignment has been heightened. as we made sure that selected number of senior leaders has been included from the beginning, so that they understood and they were part of the process and they decided with us. So they became a bigger fan of the ideas and projects, so they were supportive all the way through the decision-making process. However, still, even in this innovative, forward-thinking Marks and Spencer, this company, certain level of resistance has existed from the beginning. Naturally, we were worried about losing profits, and we wanted to be able to predict our outcomes. And also because we are in Cambridge and they are in London, and some of the members were in the Netherlands and sometimes in Brighton. So this location was not really helpful for us, and also especially for the Marks and Spencer, but even for us, the organizational work overload was severe. So they found it hard to operate different brains, because they have to do lots of jobs for operational jobs at the work level, but they also want to have some innovative brain cells. But by having this business model building workshop in November, separating them from daily job, and we've surrounded them with bespoke presentation and stimulus, and we put the whole team in one room for 2 days, and we didn't let them go out unless they could have good ideas. So finally, we can say we've created some emotional engagement and reduced the resistance. So this is it so far. So with us, we can drive the disruptions together. Thank you.